Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today what we got for you are the top 5 best GTA antagonists. I will say, I'm going to make a promise to you guys. If we can break 2,000 likes on this video, then I promise we're going to do a part 2 to this because there are tons of GTA antagonists. I just put together a list of 5 today because, well, these are the first 5 that came to mind when I thought of some of just the best antagonists in the GTA series, but there are literally tons of them, and you guys can let me know your personal favorite antagonists down below in the comments. I don't know how you can like an antagonist, but some of these characters are pretty cool. Some of them you just want to kill, man. You just hate them. So be sure to let me know down below. I read through every single comment. And with that said, here we are with the top 5 best GTA antagonists. Number 5, Catalina. So this girl right here is quite possibly just the most annoying character in the GTA series, aside from Roman. Maybe the most annoying character that's a girl. Anyways, this is one character that I was so happy to finally get rid of. We first come into contact with her in GTA San Andreas. Well, actually GTA 3, but in the timeline of GTA San Andreas takes place before GTA 3, so that's why we're saying San Andreas first. I know some of you are freaking out wanting to correct me down below in the comments, but San Andreas takes place in 1992. We meet her through the recommendation of her cousin Caesar, that really cool guy in GTA San Andreas. So we meet her, and when we first meet her, she's fending off some guys with some knives. And anyways, Carl is reluctant to begin a relationship with her, but after she literally sexually abuses us, we get into this relationship with her. Everything's good until it becomes strained a little later on down the line when she gets mad at CJ for spending more time focusing on earning money and also trying to free his brother Sweet, who is incarcerated at the time. So she breaks up with CJ, she leaves him for Claude, the guy we play as in GTA 3, and they move away. They say they're going to the Midwest, and then obviously when GTA 3 takes place in 2001, we know that they ended up in Liberty City. And at the beginning of GTA 3, we see Catalina and Claude, they're robbing a bank. Well, Catalina turns on Claude and she says that he's small time and she shoots him, ending their 9-year relationship. After this, she begins working closely with the cartel, increasing the production of Spank, this drug that's being distributed throughout Liberty City. She's attacking the Yakuza, the Leone family, and just everybody else. Well, we know that Claude manages to escape a prison convoy or an LCPD convoy unintentionally, or with help unintentionally from the Colombian cartel. These are the people that Catalina is working with because they're trying to break out a guy that's actually in the same convoy with Claude. Well, Claude's able to get out. He's able to work his way up and in the end get revenge on Catalina. After she sets him up, she demands he bring her $500,000. She's going to release this hostage that Claude is very close with. And in the end, we end up taking her out because she is in a helicopter. We use a rocket launcher and we take it out, we blow it up, and well, in the meantime, we end up killing Catalina. Finally, this just very annoying woman who is a backstabbing, two-faced snake. Number 4, Big Smoke. This is one of these antagonists that is unfortunately an antagonist in the GTA series because Big Smoke is a very cool character throughout GTA San Andreas. He is seen as a confidant for the majority of the game, which he's fit into something more along the lines of a mentorship role for Carl. Not only is he CJ's best friend, and not only had he been CJ's best friend from when they were kids, but he's also one of CJ's brother Sweet's closest childhood friends and trustees. These two grow up together and they were super close. And that's what makes his betrayal all the worse and just very unfortunate. So it's revealed later on in the game as possibly just one of the biggest plot twists in the whole GTA series that Big Smoke sold out the Grove Street families, this gang and clique that he's been a part of since he was a kid. And he started working for the Ballas, and he is also working close with Crash and Officer Frank Tenpenny, Eddie Pulowski. We're going to talk about Tympani a little bit later on in the video, but he sold out the Grove Street families. He's working for the Ballas now. He's dealing drugs, crack. He's aiding them anywhere that he could be. He's literally sticking his nose anywhere that it doesn't belong. And his most reprehensible act by far, though, is spearheading the drive-by intended for Sweet that got CJ's mom and Sweet's mom, Beverly Johnson, killed. And instead, it set in this motion of events that actually started the GTA San Andreas campaign and why CJ came back to Los Santos from Liberty City. Just like the famous phrase says, after 5 years living on the East Coast, it was time to go home. So he literally turned his back on family, and you never turn your back on family. Number 3, Dimitri Rascal, one of the main antagonists in GTA 4. So this character started off pretty light. He was taking out some of the bad guys and people that he had problems with, and then out of nowhere, he shifted to a more severe and deplorable kind of scumbag. Among all of the murderous, disloyal, backstabbing antagonists in this video, Dimitri Rascal is probably the worst of them all. He's a rat. He plays it safe from the shadows. He moves around some pieces and just watches everything unfold from a safe distance. He's never really there. However, if too much heat comes his way, he's quick to act, and he isn't above sacrificing his friends to gain more power and see another day, which is crazy. Dimitri, he starts out as our friend. He takes out his lifelong friend, or a guy he's known for years, just to take over his business and everything that this guy runs. And then he turns his back on us. He burns down our apartment. He burns down our cousin's taxi company. Then, if, depending on the ending you choose in GTA 4, spoiler alert, he has our cousin or our girlfriend killed. Or not necessarily our cousin and our girlfriend, just one of them ends up being killed because of Dimitri. So it's rather unfortunate that this character who started out and seemed okay turns out to be actually the biggest snake of them all. Number 2, Jerry Martinez. So, authoritarian figures have never really gotten much love in the GTA series, okay? They often get pegged with antagonistic roles in the story, and among them all, Jerry Martinez is one of the biggest SOBs in the GTA series, plain and simple. He's an army man, and at first he seems like he's of, a very stout character. He's based on his appearance, his personality, his demeanor, but really he's not a great guy at all. Despite his allegiance to the United States Army, Martinez is probably one of the most crooked characters in the GTA series. He's often partaking in drug distribution, soliciting, prostitution, and many other offenses. He got us kicked out of the Army, for Christ's sake, and he used us as pretty much a grunt in his criminal side projects. He had us delivering drugs for him, doing all this thing, stashing drugs in our bunkers, and when we got caught for it, he acted like he didn't even know us, and then he expected it to be cool once we got kicked out of the Army, which was the reason Vic joined to help support his sick brother and his family. He joined the Army to have this source of income and do it legit. And because of this, Vic gets dragged into this criminal underworld, and ultimately it leads to his death. So let's not forget that this snake is also responsible for Louise, her death in GTA Vice City stories. She's just a very prominent character that Victor's in love with, and he gets her killed. But like most on this list, Martinez got what was coming to him, but it wasn't soon enough. Number 1, Officer Frank Tenpenny. So, continuing the theme of authoritarian figures abusing their powers, it's time to talk about this character who portrays the classic crooked cop role. So, out of every antagonist in the GTA series, in my opinion, I think Frank Tenpenny is the best, not only because he was voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, but because of his aggressive presence throughout GTA San Andreas. I mean, he played a major role in the first 5 minutes of the game in the introduction, where CJ literally returns home for the first time in 5 years, and he's instantly there to make CJ's life a living hell. He instantly frames him for murder. He takes everything CJ has, all of his money, his belongings, literally, like I said, frames him for murder. And Carl hasn't even been back in the city for 5 minutes. He uses him as a fodder in his criminal dealings. His illegal dealings were included but not limited to murder, drug dealing, gang association, and he was also, alongside Big Smoke, one of the architects of the drive-by shooting that was responsible for CJ's mother, and he got off relatively easy in the end. And he's literally everywhere, and we can't take him out because of all his connections, so we got to take out all of his connections before we can get to him. And he is a very rage-inducing character in the GTA series, which makes him not only the worst antagonist as far as like being a horrible person, but also the best antagonist because of the way his character is written. So with that said, that's actually 5 of the best GTA antagonists of all time, in my opinion. If you guys enjoy, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If we can break 2,000 likes, I promise you I'll make a part 2 to this video. So prove me wrong. I don't think we can hit those 2,000 likes. Let's see. But with that said, that's all the time we have for today. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. That way you never miss out on another daily video game upload. And with that said, my name is Zach Cox. Thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you all in the next video.